NTV.
Our final band of Morning at NTV. This morning we look to the business update, where we look at growth of the new trade frontiers in the East African region. And of course, as the East African region is exploring new frontiers to enhance trade, especially in the digital spheres, among others, we are having a focus on providing better platforms for SMEs to market their products and facilitating cargo. Now, today, as we explore these new frontiers in the East African region, I'm going to be having this conversation with the Executive Director of Uganda Cashewnut Value Chain, and that is Mr. Tukam Dixon Kyaba. Good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Priscilla.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Okay, let's start with something that happened yesterday. We saw a launch of the Cooperative Alliance, which in tandem is intended to be a build-up to a cooperative bank for, cooperatives in Uganda, and then also in line with the regional alliances. Talk to us about that.
Oh, thank you very much. That was a good one yesterday. As you know, Uganda has been an economy which has been progressive over the times. We had these privatizations, liberalizations, and a lot of things really went into collapse. So for some time now, we've been undergoing through recovery. So yesterday, I think the cooperative song has been on for quite a while. And there were too many people. There were very many people from all over the country. Cooperatives are, it is such an entity that we haven't made use of as we should have. Because remember, the way they started, they were, of course, to do with supplying the raw resource base to the colonialists, and that's how they woke up. But of course, after some time, we went into these coffee marketing boards, the cotton, the whatever, all that. And then recently, we discovered that we are not really earning much from these cash crop economies we talk about as a region. So I think one of the things which must have been the right spot to hit was to launch it yesterday. And then regionally, definitely you see as a regional East African community, we've been planning about, merging, sharing regional value chains. So this should be a very good game changer if it happens well.
Yes.
Because, of course, with privatization and all that we lost, it needs to be changing towards a certain way. The things were not done well.
Mr. Tukam, you have mentioned of low-hanging fruits. What are Uganda's low-hanging fruits, and how are we maximizing them, especially with the existing regional value chains?
Yeah, for example, now, we are an agrarian economy, agricultural based pretty much everywhere. So we have like these coffee, the cocoa, the cotton, much as we don't do cotton much, of course with my cashew nut, the vanilla, the Hass avocado, things like that. So the low-hanging fruits in the East African community right now, of course it relies on the network, the Commonwealth network. We are a producing economy. Of course we need markets. That's how people keep asking. Like the East African regional community, this is a population where we can actually get a market of about 200-300 million people. That's locally here. Of course, that's why we should be in these regional value chains, so that we share markets, we really make business. As you know, very many people are making businesses around the community. Like if you see Movit, they are doing business in Tanzania because of very good transport mechanisms, rail system. So for us, we should be tagging to check into the European market, take advantage of these UK, European Union, because they need the food, they need the supplies, except that their foreign policy is so, it's like an indictment to our whatever. So we need to negotiate properly with them, so that we also get into these low-hanging fruits. And
some of those negotiations require government intervention, I do believe, on the high-value crops. So how is government coming in to help with the interventions and bridge those gaps to tap into those foreign markets that you have talked about, and also helping regional access with international markets?
Yeah, I subscribe to an IPD forum. I don't know if you know the Inclusive Policy Dialogue. It has the who and who, everybody in this country who is, except that there's a lot of talking going on and no resolutions, but everybody's talking. Lately, I have liked the fact that, we talk about the president, but I've realized this General Salim Saleh is so serious in business. So it's really gotten us in a way that we can really make use of what we have as a private sector. Government is there just to do policy, But many things are actually done in our own way, like that cooperative alliance. That's a very strong venture.
Okay.
If it happened, government would actually be giving us policy. But for business to happen, we need a private sector. As you know, we are a private sector-led economy.
Yeah.
So government will just do policies. And I think it is better to have people who are in private practice to actually help on the policy formulations, so that it's not a government, you know, pushed.
Okay. Let's also look at the heavy taxes on imports that the Ugandan government has levied. And this is leading to agro-businesses in Uganda struggling to be competitive across the region, which challenge has actually now given Kenya recently a leeway to penetrate regional markets like the DRC, like South Sudan and Ethiopia, to mention but a few. Let's talk about that.
Now, that's very interesting, Priscilla, what you said. Taxing, I don't think there is anywhere where taxes have ever developed anywhere. Governments, or maybe economies, they do business as a state, as a government. You do business. You don't overtax. You don't tax people. I hate to say that overtaxing, but you don't really hope to make returns on taxing people, like taxing. If you see even the origin of taxes, if you go maybe biblically, I would say, a tax was something that would actually qualify you. But if you see taxes, like if you say graduated tax, those poll taxes, rubber taxes in Congo, it's as if they were extracting something from people. So a tax looks like an extractive process in people. That's how it looks like. We love taxes. I'm not saying people shouldn't pay taxes. Yeah. But you see, a government should be able to support people. Like, if you see, like we have youth. We have about 80% population of youth. Imagine if we do not put these bases, these youth in bases that actually employ, like a cotton industry, like the cashewnut industry. There is industry that actually can organize us, help us to get jobs. So you wouldn't really be saying, let me tax than building businesses. That's how I look at things. Okay,
so let's also talk about the African continent that's taking action towards accelerated trade growth, and this is leveraging on the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Yes, the AfCFTA African, that's trade area, it is actually something, it's poised to be the biggest venture ever since the World Economic, especially in Africa. It is involved the COMESA, the EAC. So the AfCFTA is something that we can take advantage as a regional bloc. Remember, it crosses regions. It's from East Africa, COMESA, West Africa, everywhere. But right now, definitely, as you know, we have borders.
All right.
So a lot of it is actually squeezing us. Yeah. But AfCFTA is coming up with these policies where we believe that a lot of business will actually transpire. If you move into all over, if you go maybe in southern Tanzania, you'll find Dangote with some cement factories. Yeah,
Mr. Tukam, our time is fast spent, but at the end of the day, we have to have a call to action. What's your call to action as we close?
My call to action would actually be to join into these alliances. We need to focus on these high-value economies because, you know, right now, things show where we are heading. If you don't see the value of high-value crops, there are crops, of course, you can talk about coffee. Coffee is much like it trade in forex. But there are crops which build industries, like cashewnut, like cotton. These are industries and which can actually take us somewhere. So I would actually encourage people to jump into these high-value crop economies and then jump into the East African regional value chains, take advantage of value addition. And then we take it forward. All right, Mr. Tukam Dixon Kyaba, Executive Director with the Uganda Cashewnut Value Chain. They're giving us valuable insights and the opportunities that are lying right below your nose. Bring us to the end of the conversations here in Friday's edition of Morning at NTV. Adios, and until we meet again on Monday, have yourselves a fantastic weekend.